Afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are doing a live right before we are going to our meeting at 9. Right now it's 7:51. I had a revelation yesterday. I want to talk a little bit about it, and the thing I want to talk about is the fact that I realized that the process, you have to trust the process, but in order to succeed at processing, is you have to be vigilant, you have to be resilient, you have to do whatever it takes to create progress yourself. You cannot expect progress just to come dumped down from the heavens. You can't expect progress to be made unless you're resilient in your progression. Without progression, there's no progress. So by saying that is that if I start running towards a goal of running 5 miles, then I have to be vigilant and have to, in order to go to 5 kilometers or 5 miles, I have to do whatever it takes to train for that. For me, in order to get from 0 to a 5 mile run, for example. And that's the same thing you can expect in life as well. So if you want to become a leader, then you have to do anything and everything in your power to become a leader, right? To lead people by example. And then to become a good leader, then you have to be able to be human as well as you are a leader, right? Just look at some of the greatest leaders in the world, right? Some of the greats in the past as well. Um, Today, we need leaders that are not necessarily showing strength, but unity. I think strength comes from a bad mannered side. I think if you look at the strength, if you want to call it that, of the democracy in the world, you can look as far as Russia for Putin. You can look at the United States that just had an election for Trump. You can look at other strong leaders, Netanyahu, just to name a few. I mean, Viktor Orban is one as well. I think strength also comes at a price. So if you think about strength as the possibility of doing something that is, in other words, it shows strength, but it doesn't necessarily give you strength unless you have the power, right? And everybody wants to have power when they're in office. The only thing is you have to wield it right as well. So you have to wield it for the people that are collectively choosing you to be their leader. So I think leaders of the world need to step up to the fact that we don't need division. We need unity in the world. We don't need to be divided. We don't need to look at colors. We don't need to look at religion. We don't need to look at understanding. We the only fact that we need to look at is there's one race. That's the human race. It doesn't matter if what color you are, what religion you are, what faith you have, what understanding you have of your own sexuality. It doesn't matter, because in the long run, the only thing that actually matters is the fact that you are willing to accept the fact that you're born as a human and you will die as a human. That's the only thing that you need to worry about in life. Of course, there's other things going through life, going through the motion, going through the wheel, if you want to call it that. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing is you have to make sure that you're human. First and foremost of all. Hello from Philippines. Hello from Denmark. Hello, Luis. And hello, Cat Lover. I appreciate you stopping by. You have to make sure that you don't necessarily separate the fact that you are human with religion, faith, color, whatever you want to talk about within that spectrum, right? If you are a transsexual, if you are non-binary, if you are whatever you are, it doesn't really matter. I mean, look within. There's so much dividation around the world. We are so divided. We are more divided than we've ever been in the entire existence of the planet Earth. Just look at the dividation in the states where there's just been an election, right? They couldn't be further from each other than they are right now. And I think we need leaders. We need strong leaders that can lead us into the future with unity. We need strong leaders that can lead us into the world where it doesn't have to become it talk about hatred or war or um, I mean economy and all kinds of stupid shit. We need to fix the world as how it is. We need to fix the people as well within the understanding of the spectrum of the humanity as well. I mean, just in Denmark, we have never ever given away more pensions or past pensions for the younger generation because of their mental health, because of their mental health. And we're talking about people under the age of 30. That's insane. I mean, and I think that comes from both the media, the understanding, the unnecessarity of us being so divided. I mean, we need to understand that we are one race. It doesn't matter anything else. We are one race. There's only one race, the human race. Hello, Jax. And the quicker the better. If we don't get to the point where unity is the main goal of the world and saving our planet is the end goal, we'll never get further from the existence of the human race. And I mean, I think that a lot of activists and a lot of activism is going in the right directions with this. I'm not necessarily agreeing with all of them, but we need to have more focus instead of talking about Trump and the election in the United States or Russia and the war in Ukraine. Instead of talking about all these kinds of questions, we need to save the planet. It's dying. And you can say whatever you want, but it's gonna be gone. It will be gone before we look around. And I think that's more scarier than the fact that Trump took office, the fact that we have a war all around the world. We need to come together with unity. So I think to talk about the leaders of the world, of the free world, we need leaders that will lead us into unity and respect the fact that we are all human being matter. Because right now, because of the wars all around the world with Israel, with Palestine, with Ukraine, with Russia, and also a lot of places we don't hear about, places in Africa that have been at war for the last 100 and 150 years. I mean, just look at the Houthi clan, right? They keep bombing the ships out at sea. Look at the pirate situation we had a couple of years back, right? It still goes on and on and on. We have a lot of problems that we have to fix one at a time, but it's not fixable if we don't understand the fact that we need to become one race that is for the earth. And I think we are drifting further and further away. And I think that's also why a lot of people are struggling, not only with mental health, but in general, just struggling with the day-to-day lives. I mean, a lot of people also, a good friend of mine, and right now I'm sick, so I'm not the best example, but if you look at my situation, just to take one example, I've gone from being sick, not necessarily becoming strong, but becoming stronger each day because I have the outlook at life that is, you need to have the positive outlook on life. You have to look within and say, the glass is half full instead of half empty. I know there's a lot of problems. I know some of you might be struggling, some of you might have issues, some of you might have something going on, and I respect that. I know that not everybody will understand the fact that we need to become one and we need unity. Because some people will say, we need strength, we need strong leaders, we need, just to take one example, we need Trump to save the earth, right? We need Trump to do all kinds of stupid shit. And I won't disregard the fact that strength also comes with power, and power has to be wielded with respect. And I don't think, I mean, I live in Denmark, so it won't affect me as much. I think the prices will rise on different sorts of American-made stuff, if you can say it like that. But other than that, I don't think I'll get affected that much. But one thing we can make sure of, we need to save the earth and not. I don't agree with you there. However, I understand the fact that you are comparing the two. Norway is rich on oil, which enrich their people, which also, if you go as a Danish man to Norway and you look at Denmark's like India. No, it really isn't. That's not even close. But I like the fact that you're trying. um, because India has a workforce that Denmark will never ever have. And also they have a people that we will never ever have in Denmark. Denmark is not like Norway because Norway is rich in oils, and we basically gave Norway away in the old days, back in the days. Norway and Sweden, we gave back all the oils and the fields and all kinds of stupid shit. And that's why we're poor. We're not necessarily poor with, I mean, that's also a big topic of mine. What is poverty, right? Is Erling Haaland is from Denmark. I'm not sure he is, but sure, he might be. Harold the Blue Tooth uh, is from Denmark, that's for sure. Um, but one of the things that you can look at as poverty, right? Poverty means either capital, or it means love, it means understanding. And you can be rich upon in all of those things, but you cannot be rich in one and then be poor in the same thing. So if you're rich, you have a lot of money, you can't be poor in you can't be poor at the same time. You can be poor in love, but be rich in economy. But I don't know where I wanted to go with this, but in fact that you don't need we need love in the world. We don't need strength, we don't need power, we need unity. We need to get to the understanding that we are one people. And I think this is my rant for today. I think this is one of the topics that I will move forward with. I'm going to talk more about it as well. But we need unity in the world. That's what's going to save us at the end. And then we need to save the earth. We don't need strength, we don't need power. We need to understand each other. We need to respect each other, no matter which religion, color, uh, belief you have. Um, and that's the quote of the day, I think. I think we are going to end it on that note. I appreciate each and everyone who has stopped by. I appreciate all the love. I see some of you have given a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. If you like my content, like and subscribe and comment on the video. I would appreciate that as well for the metrics, so we can get more people in here. With that being said, I would like for you to have a very nice day. Appreciate you. I'm out. Peace.